Beautiful souls, welcome back to our daily divine messages. I'm your girl, Princess Leah 888. Welcome to my channel. If you're here for the first time, I am an intuitive artist and healer. My mission here is to heal the heart of the divine masculine and the sacred feminine through conscious love. And if you are a returning family and friend, welcome back. If you haven't already done so, definitely be a part of my vibe tribe and subscribe. And if you ever want to know when I go live, you can hit that notification bell so that when I have my daily divines, Tea and Tarot Tuesdays, or any kind of other fun series like our chakra healing series that we had last week or finished last week. You can also find all of those replays on my playlist on my channel. So let's go ahead and dive in because we have some wisdom that Spirit wants to come through and speak to us for this week. Big week ahead. We've been all preparing for this. This is the final hours. We are actually in, you guys. The hours are over. Yesterday was the beginning of this lunar return, this lunar new moon in Aquarius. The moon transited into Aquarius yesterday. It's now at about 19 degrees, which means tomorrow will be its peak, and that is what the Chinese New Year considers as its day of a brand new year, which will be ending, closing out. We are in the literal minutes, if you want to call it literal minutes, because we haven't hit our peak yet of the lunar eclipse. Or you can even consider the fact that the moon is now in Aquarius, that we have now closed out the year of the snake. That's up to you. But technically speaking, according to the Chinese New Year calendar, or the Chinese calendar, the new year is not until the ball, right? Until the ball drops, right? When the clock strikes midnight, so to speak. And for this particular, it's not an actual clock striking midnight, but it is when the moon goes into its peak. And that will be tomorrow, the 17th. And that is when we will now shift into the new year of the fire horse. So if you have been feeling so much tension around these last few days and last few weeks, it is not you going crazy. It is not a coincidence, and it is not a mistake. If you feel like there are a lot of questions I'm hearing a stirring in your mind, that is Aquarius energy. Aquarius is the air sign, the water holder. It is not a water sign, it is a water carrier. So it holds space for our emotions. So if you're asking these questions, Aquarius is very intellectual, and it may have a bit of a detachment to the emotions only because it is holding space for those emotions, not getting completely enmeshed in it. And so that might be what you're feeling right now, and what you've been experiencing the last few days, hours, weeks, is this this detachment to the emotional standpoint, the emotional weight that you may have been feeling, and with all of the shifts. Friday the 13th, Saturn went into Aries for the first time in 30 years. It's Saturn return. So the Saturn is the ruler, the planet of karma, karmic cycles, and responsibility, making sure that you are taking, and Aries being that individual, your sovereign self, making sure that you are taking responsibility over your authentic self, making sure you are aligning with and only with your true authentic self, is what Saturn and Aries is here to teach us for these next, is here to support us in these next 14 years, 13 years that Saturn Oh no, that's Neptune that'll be in Aries for the next 13 years, which today also is a big conjunction with Neptune in Aries also for the first time. That'll be now it moved into Aries a little bit last year, but then it went retrograde. Same with Saturn. Now they're both back direct and will stay direct for 13 years for Neptune, and I think about 2 or 3 years for Saturn, um, before they shift out into the next sign, which means we are in this deep, deep reflection of what is it that I want, and more importantly, a better question to ask is, who is it that I am becoming? Who is it that I am shifting out of, walking away from, shedding the skins, the old past selves, the past patterns, the outdated soul contracts, the expired karmic ties? That's what the year of the snake has been preparing us, has been doing with us, helping us, supporting us to do. And now as we move into the fire horse, which is of action, and with Aries being that first fire sign, and the first sign in the zodiac, we are coming into a brand new world, a brand new earth, a brand new human. You are not who you were even 6 months ago with the last eclipse that we had in September. I guess that was 5 months ago. And you're not the same human. You're not the same person, because we have been rapidly shifting, rapidly releasing, and it's felt like probably so overwhelming for some of us, to the point where you may be feeling like you are going cuckoo bananas. You may have needed to seek a lot of counsel, help, support, and that is a-okay. That is exactly what you should be doing. Ascension symptoms don't mean you don't need medical attention. Sometimes you do. Sometimes as we are breaking out of old patterns, karmic cycles, addictions, and loops and spells, we need help to end those addictions. We need support to clear those disempowering loops. And there's nothing to be ashamed about of that. And give yourself grace, beloved, as you are entering this new space. Give yourself the ample time that you need to rest. Give yourself the ample time that you need to heal and to grow and to forgive yourself and others and to ask for forgiveness. This is a time of humility, because we are now reflecting as Saturn with karma, right? Are reflecting on, where have I not been showing up fully? Where have I not been showing up truthfully or authentically or honestly? Where has my integrity been compromised? And that can be this, you're looking at the last 30 years of your life that has really shaped who you are now, but now you are recognizing, that is not who I want to become. That's not who I choose to become, because Aries and Saturn in Aries is saying, I now choose who I want to become. I now get to hold the pen and write my story. I now get to move into the sovereign emperor that I am. And I'm seeing the Fool's card in Tarot. I'm seeing the Emperor card in Tarot, because those are the cards that are associated with Aries. The Emperor, to empower yourself to build your own empire. See the play on those words I did there? The Fool's card, the Fool's journey, is the one who takes that leap of faith first. That's why the Aries is connected with the Fools, because Aries has no other influences before, because Aries is the first zodiac to go. So it doesn't have any other anyone else's mistakes for it to learn from. They just jump off the ledge and pray for the best. They just jump off the ledge, not even pray for the best. They're jumping off the edge with all full faith that they will be carried, because they don't know. It's like a child who thinks they can fly and jumps off the balcony. They don't know that the gravity exists. They don't know that God won't catch them if they don't have wings. They don't know that the ground is going to be hard and they might break a leg or an arm. They don't know that. Why? Because they are in this pure, innocent faith. It's not foolish, even though they may say that's why they call the Aries the fool. But it's pure, innocent faith. Faith is when you believe something so much that it is inevitable to come true. Faith is that you believe something so much in the core of your existence, in the core of your heart and being, that you don't need to see it. You know that this is truth. You know that is faith. Faith is believing before you see it. And we as humans have been taught to only believe when we see. Listen, I'm from Missouri, okay? I'm from the show me state. So I have a hard time truly trusting. As an Aries myself, I am an Aries sun, but I am also a Taurus moon, which means the very second sign after Aries is going to be even more cautious, because the saying goes, once burned, twice shy. I also think it's very interesting that as soon as I started this live, there's a dog in the background that has been barking nonstop. It was completely silent before I started going live. So that is also a message here, because as soon as I start channeling, and any kind of background noises are considered as messages. So I'm hearing right now, even with this dog barking in the background, it's distracting me, right? It makes me want to close my windows, even though it's a beautiful day. It makes me want to, start this, conversation over. But instead, what I'm hearing, and I'm seeing South Node in Virgo, is letting go of the need for perfectionism. That's what this new beginning is allowing us to say, you know what, I'm going to take this leap. I'm going to move forward, even if my next step isn't perfect. Okay? That's what I'm hearing. I'm channeling all this. I haven't even gotten into our heart chakra sound bowl healing. So let's go ahead and do that. See if there's any additional messages so we can tune into the vibrations of our heart chakra. Any messages that Spirit wants to come through during this time will come through. And then we'll pull some tarot, some oracles, some moonology, some four agreements, and we'll see what Spirit has in store for some wisdom of how we can take this new moon, lunar eclipse, new year, into consideration for guidance this week. So you can place your hand on your heart, close your eyes, take a deep breath. I'm hearing, you see how I acknowledge the dog. I just hear acknowledge the elephant in the room. Once I acknowledge the background noise of the dog, instead of getting upset, and I observed how it was making me feel, but I didn't react. I didn't close my door off to the sun rays and the beautiful warmth that's of the wind blowing inside. I just observed and recognized, you know what, this is distracting me, and a little bit of me wants to close off, but I'm not going to. And I'm hearing that this week you may be feeling that, especially because we're, getting those last debris of the skeletons in our closet, the dust bunnies under our bed. We're shining light on the monsters that have been hidden deep, deep, deep in our subconscious. We're releasing the things that we've been ashamed of, that we've bottled up for 30 years or so. And we're recognizing that there are some toxic traits about us that we may not love about ourselves. And we also may be hearing and recognizing that there are things in others that are toxic that we don't love about that particular part of them, or toxic habits or cycles that you realize you're in relationships that you want to end. And a part of you might say, this is uncomfortable, so I want to just shut it out altogether. I want to shut it down altogether. I want to give up on love altogether because these things are triggering me, and these things are coming to the surface that I don't like in a relationship and I don't want to carry. So we think that the solution is to throw the baby out with the bathwater altogether. But that's not the solution that Spirit is saying. This is the week where we sit in the discomfort, acknowledging and observing without reaction. That is Aquarius energy. Even though we're about to be moving into Pisces as soon as the eclipse, I think Pisces, season begins on the 18th. So the day after the lunar eclipse and the new moon, Chinese New Year of the horse, the fire horse, we then move into Pisces. So this whole season of Aquarius season has been us examining how we can respond instead of react. And some of us may be doing better than others. I, for one, realize that I am much more reactive than I want to be, but I have always known that about myself as an Aries sun. But I'm being, and even as a Cancer rising, Cancers, when they feel an inkling of threat, they immediately hide. They immediately, what do crabs do? Because Cancer is the crab. Crabs run under the sand and hide, bury themselves under the sand as soon as they feel that they are being threatened, as soon as they feel that they are in danger, as soon as they feel that they are not safe. What do? They go underground, bury their heads literally to protect themselves and their family until it is safe again. Cancers are also one of the two. Cancer and Scorpio are water signs, and they both are water and land carnations. And they have this tough skin, right? They have tough shells to protect the very, very, very delicate and sensitive insides that they have. Scorpios especially have the venomous stingers. So the moment they feel that they're threatened or in danger, it's very, very quick to snap to protect. And they'll say what they need to say to let you know that they didn't like what you said or did. And if they're really, really not, and this is the shadow and light aspect of all of us, of all of our signs and energies. We all have light and shadow aspects, okay? And we can talk about that till the cows come home. But we all, these survival mechanisms to fight, to flight, to freeze, to appease, these are survival mechanisms that once served us before. But now we're realizing, we're recalibrating our nervous system to realize we don't need to respond or react in this same way, that we don't need to snap at, bite back, run and hide, or even compromise our own well-being to keep and maintain the peace to avoid conflict. But it might feel very uncomfortable as we are shifting out of what we have always done, because our brain is wired to continue to keep us safe, not necessarily happy, not even necessarily healthy. What we know as familiar, what we have, agreed to being our familiar, safe mechanism, even if it's unhealthy, is what we will cling to naturally. So we have to rewire our nervous system. And it's going to be very uncomfortable, and it's not going to be overnight just because the year of the snake is coming to an end. In fact, this is the time where it's funny, especially as we're moving into Aries, Neptune and Saturn in Aries, and the fire horse. It's like, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's hurry up. Rome should have been built yesterday, right? However, I'm just really hearing to take a step back. The when you want to rush forward, that's actually when you should withhold a little. Just take a step back and observe. Observe the excitement, observe the passion, observe the desires, observe what is going and moving through your body without the initial reaction. And it might be very out of comfort, out of the ordinary, out of familiarity. But that doesn't mean it's wrong. And taking space for yourself, taking space for your beloveds, doesn't mean you don't want to be with them, doesn't mean they don't want to be with you if they're taking their own space as they are grieving the shedding of their old life, their old self. The people that are leaving their lives because they're no longer in alignment with their true, authentic self. We have to give each other grace as this is occurring amongst the entire collective. But move in the way of an Aquarius. I'm hearing when in Rome, do as the Romans. When in Aquarius season, do as the Aquarians, and give yourself space to hold the emotions. Ooh, that's good. Thank you, Spirit. Give yourself space to hold the emotions. And as a Pisces stellium, we also have the North Node in Pisces for the collective. Our true node, our destined, fated being is in the sign of Pisces, which is the highly spiritual, highly intuitive, highly emotional, and highly psychic sign of the zodiac, the final sign of the zodiac, who's had all of the other signs to learn from. The collective is also in a Pisces stellium, or is it, the North Node, Venus, and Mercury are all in Pisces right now. Stellium is when you have 3 signs or planets in the same, or more. And I have the Divine Light Alchemy meditation in the back for this lunar eclipse. So you might be, we are feeling so much of this intuitive, deep intuitive. We're desiring deep. Venus in Pisces desires deep, authentic love, not surface level, pretend, false, fake. It needs deep, real, true connection, because Venus is the planet of beauty, abundance, love. It is the divine feminine planet. With Mercury in Pisces as well, that is deep communication, needing true, honest, real communication. Why? Because Pisces can sense that fake shit from a mile away. Pisces can intuitively pick up on a lie from a mile away, and it'll feel it in its body. It'll feel it in its emotions, but it may not see the actual things, but it can say, I can tell that this is not real, this is off, this is false. And Virgo, being the opposing planet or sign of Pisces, being in the South Node, is also very intuitive, connected to Earth. The Virgin of Mama Gaia can very much pick up when things are off and can feel it in the body. So that's why we don't have space with Aries also cutting the bullshit out. The Aries is very direct. It says, don't lie to me, I can tell. I know when it's off. Tell me the truth, even if I don't like it. That is Saturn in Aries. Neptune in Aries is cutting all of the illusions that we've been in this fog, this rose-colored fog for the last 14 years. And it's saying, no, I'm lifting the veil. I'm removing these rose-colored glasses and I'm seeing the truth as it is. I may not like it. That doesn't mean, and all of everything in your body may want to run now that you're seeing the truth in yourself and others and the relationships. But this is the time where we look at it, hold space for it, and we move in the direction of conscious love. Instead of running, instead of biting, instead of freezing, instead of pleasing at your own expense, you sit with it. Maybe journal and reflect, maybe pray and meditate, sit in water, go out in earth. And you communicate openly, honestly with your beloved. I feel like these cards are going to come out, and I've been channeling this for 20 minutes. I don't even know if we need cards. Because this is the wisdom. This is the truth. This is the answer that we are, if our hearts are questioning. Thank you, Spirit. You don't have to run just because it's uncomfortable. You don't have to run just because it's unpleasant. You don't have to hide or fight just because it's not what or where you thought it was going to be or as it should be right now. Maybe it reminds you of something in the past and you want to run to protect. Spirit is saying, don't do that right now. This is the time to sit with it and to move in the space toward reconciling. That takes grace and humility. And you may not be able to pull it from yourself first. You may need to ask Spirit, I don't have the strength within me right now to forgive, but please, when I am weak, then I am strong. Because I need your grace. I need your humility. Gracious, omnipresent, divine. As I am walking through the valleys of the shadows of death, as this battle, spiritual battle, the goddess Isis is here to protect over you as you move through this spiritual battle, as you are awakening to the truth and cutting out the lies and moving in your wish, your North Star, your North Node, your divine purpose, your wish, your ultimate wish. Ace of Cups in love, reconciliation in love is what this is with the sun. Beautiful. And the King of Crystals under that. This is your wish. This is what you don't see coming, is that your soul's deepest desires in love, real, true, high, pure, conscious, divine love within yourself, within the relationships with everything in your life, your work, your family, your lovers, your children, your friends, your siblings, is what is coming into light. The sun and the star, your bliss, your joy, your ecstasy. That's what you don't see coming, is grounding and stabilizing with this masculine energy. Look at this, King of Crystals, King of Wands, and the Emperor. Masculine energy within us all is what grounds your star, Aquarius energy, Sagittarius energy, what grounds your wishes, what grounds the idea, what grounds your desires, which is that feminine energy, the desires, the wish, the emotions, the sensations, the hopes, the creatives, the ideas. That is the star. And as the masculine energy comes in to ground it into fruition, to empower your empire by taking leadership over your life, leading by example. Doesn't matter your gender. This is the masculine energy within us all. And if you are having spiritual battles or having maybe some conflicts with a masculine collective within yourself or within your external collective, probably both, Spirit is saying surrender the worries, the conflict, because Isis is here to help protect over those conflicts, help you move through, look, third king, King of Cups, through your emotional battles, as you are up to your waist in emotions, as you are trying to decide between these two cups. Do I want the cup of the past, or do I want the cup of the potential, the cup of my dreams, the cup of what it is that I am building? What are you building is the question in love. What are you building? You are building conscious love. That's why you're here tuning in with me, because that is my mission here, right? To heal the heart of the divine masculine and the sacred feminine through conscious love. So ask for the serenity right now, beloveds, to accept the things that we cannot change, which is the past. We can't change the addictions, 11:55 on the clock. We cannot change what is changing. We can't change itself. Ooh, that's good. But what we can do is ask for the courage to change what we can, which is our heart, which is our direction and how we respond or react. Our life force energy is pulling from divine, stepping through the lotus. Lotus flowers are born out of mucky, murky waters. And for the sake of time, I'm going to try to, because I know my alarm for my 5 minutes of happiness is going to go off in just a few minutes, and that will stop my my sound. So I'm gonna move. I'm hearing make haste, move a little bit faster, or I'm just hearing move, not even faster, just move with intention. That's your life force energy. 3447. Conclusions are within reach. Okay, full moon eclipse. Even though we're in the new moon eclipse, that's still, what is eclipsing? What are you allowing to eclipse in your life? Are you going to allow your past, your pain, your traumas, your exes eclipse this new love? Eclipse this new building with this eclipse everything that you have been wishing upon? Are you going to let the past and the scares and the fears eclipse you out of your wish? Out of this new chapter, this new beginning, this new life? I know you got to grieve. And the grieving might be what's eclipsing over this ability to love. But I'm hearing, don't let your grief eclipse your love, but still allow yourself to love without needing to change others. Practice doing your best, communicating with clarity, and try not to change others during this time as we are all stepping through our past lives, the lotus, mucky, murky waters. We're becoming we're brand new human. Our hearts are renewing, restoring, reconciling with your life force energy. You might be aged 34 or 47, but that doesn't matter. What matters is don't make assumptions about other people right now, because we're all stepping through this. We're all coming into a brand new version, brand new human, a brand new earth, and we all need time to grieve. We all need time and space to hold for what it is that we are releasing and who it is that we are becoming, okay? So I hope that helps. This is a beautiful message, and if it does, give this video a thumbs up if you haven't already done so on your way out. Make sure you are subscribed to my Vibe Tribe and hit that notification bell if you'd like to know whenever I am going live. And until next time, I hope that this takes you into this week with some guidance. I received this for myself as well, as I am also still human. And I'll catch you in the next moon. Peace and love. Namaste. Bye.